Hey guys, happy Sunday. Well, actually, I'm sorry, happy Monday. Dang it, I forgot. It is actually Monday. I'm sorry, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy MLK Day. That's why it feels like Sunday because I did not have to work today. I'm sure most of you didn't have to work today either. So do me a favor, guys. Check in. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know your city and state in the comments. Happy Monday, I should say. Hello, love cats. Let's see. Oh, let me move this banner. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Hi, is that Foxathy? How are you guys doing? I just decided to do a little Q&A today. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, MN. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Let me go ahead and remove this banner so I can see your comments coming up. I just decided to do a little Q&A today. I have some time. I have not been on here in a long time. Please forgive me. I know some of y'all have been sending me messages. I see messages coming up, but I am so sorry, guys. I'll have an announcement soon. I don't want to really put it out there right now, but I will have an announcement soon. So please forgive me, guys. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see, how will this come up? Big, wide. Okay, I'm gonna just turn this off and highlight it myself. Um, Going good, Foxy. Thank you. Can you post the y'all get right to business? I know that's right. This person say, can you post the NHA? I know this person is like, can you get to it, please? Can you post the NHA CMA 2026? So this is part of the reason why I'm going live today to do some Q&A. So let me remind you guys that the test asks the same type of questions. So all of my videos are still relevant. If my videos are no longer relevant, trust me, guys, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to let y'all know the truth. Yes, they are relevant. Please spread the word. And remember, guys, every test asks the same type of questions. Okay. So even though some tests update and they add information, for the most part, everything is still the same. So my videos are still relevant. I'll be doing some new videos eventually, but everything that's up is still relevant. Let's see. Hey, Veronica, I'm doing well. How are you? Let's see. Let me scroll down. Let's see. Is that Litzy? Litzy said, "What are we doing today?" Well, I right now, and I'm just live trying to check in with you guys to see how you are doing. See if you guys have any questions. I was off today. Let me scroll down. Any more questions here? I just passed my test. Congratulations. Oh, hi. Let's see. Congratulations. Congratulations to everybody that have passed. Hey, LaShonda. Is this JL? Let's see what this Jaylee. Kendra, you have been such an inspiration to me. I'm entering medicine at large part due to your influence. That is so good to hear, Jaylee. I don't know if that's Jaylee or JL. I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. But I am so happy to hear that. Tanika checking in from, I don't know what's going on, y'all. I can't see. Something keeps getting in the way of the comments. Tanika's checking in from Orange County, Florida. Hey, Tanika. I know you're talking about the exam practice redhead. I'm just letting you know that the videos are still very much relevant. Um, Thank you, Veronica. Happy New Year to you too. Hello, 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 New York City. Kiki checking in from New York City. LaShonda from Kansas City, Missouri. Hey, Crystal. Um, okay, Jaylee is checking in from Dallas. Jasmine is from Columbus, Georgia. Jasmine, I got a big announcement coming soon. Um, Texas. Who is that from Texas? I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, something is going on with my screen. It's not showing clarity like it usually does. So better, Massachusetts. Okay, guys. So I want to get into. Let me know if you guys have any question. I saw somebody just say they passed their RMA. Congratulations! Congratulations. Okay, so Before we get into the Q&A, let me just remind you guys, for those of you that don't know, most of you probably already know. First of all, go ahead and put your question in the comment. I'm going to answer them. I'm going to answer them the order that I see them. But I just wanted to remind you guys that don't know. You guys know I have my YouTube channel, but I also have a study guide that you guys can get at marefreshercourse.com, and it is an online study guide. I have videos where I'm going over different lessons, as you can see on the screen there. After each lesson, there's a quiz that you can take, and then at the end there are practice questions. Practice tests as well. So you get a quiz after each lesson and 3 practice tests at the end. Altogether, there's like over 400 questions. Now, if you're taking a clinical test like the CCMA, RMA, CMA, you would get the clinical course because it includes both clinical and administrative content. If you're only taking an administrative test like the CMAA, then you would get the administrative course, okay? Also, for those of you, I shared a post the other day on my Facebook page. For those of you that's following me on Facebook, talking about some MA ideas, actually business ideas for MAs and nurses. Make sure you guys check out my ebook, Beyond the Clinic, the MApreneur Blueprint. This is for medical assistants that want to learn how to make money outside of medical assistance. So if you want to use your skills to become a CPR instructor or mobile phlebotomist, or start a t-shirt business or whatever, I do have that ebook. As a matter of fact, let me check in over here on Instagram. I'm sorry, Instagram. Let me link that over here too, on Instagram, so I can put that. The link is already pinned on Instagram. Oh, you know what? Let me post it again for anybody that may not. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the link pinned for the MApreneur Blueprint. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm linking it for you now, okay? All right, so let me move this out the way here. And let me get back into these comments. How do I hide this? Okay, let's see. Maybe this is better. All right, so let me get into these questions. LaShonda says, if you take the NHA test, are you then an NRCMA? So it depends on which certification you're taking through NHA. That's actually CCMA. The NRCMA, I believe that is through NCCT. I may be mistaken, but it's different organizations, LaShonda. So NRCMA, I can't remember which one it is. It's not NHA though. So for those of you that don't know, every organization has different certification exams. They all ask the same type of questions, okay? So like for an example, my MA refresher course, it is for all of the exams. I use the testing plan from all of the exams just to confirm. They all ask the same type of questions because as a medical assistant, when you get certified, you have to know, there's just certain things you have to know. That's why they ask all the same type of questions, like order of draw, EKG, dosage calculations, right? Medical terminology and anatomy. They all ask the same type of questions, but what certification it is depends on the organization. So like NHA, again, is CCMA. The administrative portion is the CMAA. If you're becoming an RMA, that means you're going through AMT. And then they have the AMCA, so many different organizations, but different certifications though. And if any of you guys are watching and you are NRCMA, you guys can chime in and let LaShonda know which organization that is. Oh wow, y'all, we have a praise report. Oh my goodness, y'all, we gotta put a praise in the chat for Jaylee. Jaylee, again, I am so sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. I don't know if it's Jaylee or JL. I am so sorry, but y'all, we just got to give some praise for Jaylee. Jaylee says, remember when I told you I had cancer? I just found out I am officially in remission and I am back at work. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that good news on this good MLK Day. Thank you so much. Hey, Tavita. Tavita says you helped me with both of my exams, CTMAC. I know that's right, Tavita. I do remember. I remember when you were going. I remember when you were one of the first ones in my medical assistant group. I remember that, Tavita. And guys, I'm going to also put the link in the chat if anybody wants to. You don't have to, but I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to call in and say anything or ask anything. I'll put that in the chat as well. It's the StreamYard link. If you don't want to be on camera, just don't turn your camera on when you call in, okay? But I left that link in the comments as well. All right, so let me scroll down here, see any other questions or comments. It's James. Okay, James, thank you. I'm sorry I could not tell. Thank you for sharing that, James. You just made my day. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let me see. Next question. Hey there, I'm in training and currently practicing to take my CCMA exam in February. Crystal from Detroit. Hey, Crystal, thank you for sharing that. Good luck to you. Good luck to you and everybody else. I know somebody else said they're taking theirs next next Thursday. So for everybody that whose test is coming up, wishing you guys good luck. Remember, flag the hard questions, spend time on those at the end. Run through your easy questions, use process of elimination, right? Make sure you are having somebody quiz you so you can answer open-ended questions, and check out my study tip videos for everybody. And if you need some extra, certification help, you got my MA refresher course you can always get as well. All right. I want to take the CCMA exam, but I didn't go to school for that. I watch your videos. It's best. I just want to know if I can register. If I want to register for the exam, can I take it? So, the CCMA. So I will tell you guys, the CCMA is the easiest one to take because they don't require you to like for an example, I'll use RMA for an example. Like for RMA, you have to have had a 160-hour externship, right? For the CMA, you had to have gone to a school that's accredited through ABHAS and the other big one. I can't think of it right now. But with CCMA, they don't require that. They do want you to have a year of experience, though. They want you to have at least a year working as a medical assistant. So if you've had some kind of training, some kind of something in that capacity, then you can register to take the test. They don't ask for and they may change this, I don't know, but right now the CCMA is the only one who do not ask for your certificate from school and all of that. So, but yeah, they do want you to have some kind of experience. Charmaine says, Ms. K, I start my externship for medical assistant in the cardiology department. What is the main thing to keep in mind? Ooh, cardiology. So I work in cardiology now. I'm actually in a different role now. So I'm not in the office. I'm doing prior authorizations, but make sure, you're on point with your EKG. So one thing I will say, when you haven't done EKGs in a while, or maybe you learned in school, one thing I've noticed with new MAs, it never fails. The main thing they mess up on is mixing up their electrodes. So 1 and 2 always backwards. The leg leads always backwards. So when you're doing your EKG, Charmaine, and I've been doing this for a long time, but I never hit start on that EKG machine until I look one more time. Just do a once over. Make sure your leads are all placed correctly. Okay, so that's like the biggest thing. Make sure you're good with your manual blood pressures, because a lot of times in cardiology, you're going to be doing manual blood pressures, and then you may be assisting with stress tests as well, where you may be doing some manual blood pressure. So EKG, do a once over. Don't even hit start until you look at it one more time. Make sure it just takes 2 seconds, because what happens is, soon as if your placement is off, the doctor's going to know as soon as he or she looks at it. So to avoid having to do all of that again, which I see time and time again with new MAs, just look at it one more time. Okay, make sure your blood pressures are good, and then just take notes. Just with any externship, guys. So for anybody that's starting an externship, make sure you have a little notepad you can put in your pocket. Take notes. Get there on time. Ask questions. Volunteer. Take initiation. Meaning, if you see something needs to be done, just volunteer. Just say, hey, can I do this? Never let them see you sit down on your phone. Let them tell you to take a break, okay? When you're on externship, you want to be there every day on time and stay to yourself. Don't get mixed up in the crowd too much. You know what I mean? Do your work, ask questions. You want to stand out. You want them to hire you. Or if they're not hiring, you want them to refer you, okay? Congratulations, Barbara. Okay, let's see. Next, is that Caleb? I passed CCMA with a 430. Congratulations. Thank you for the refresher course. It definitely helped. Been out of school for 6 years and finally got certified. Congratulations. So happy to know it helped. So, guys, she mentioned that she took my refresher course. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm telling you, I used the certification testing plans. I can't tell y'all how many times somebody have told me that some of the practice questions that I had on my refresher course, they actually had on their test. That's because I use the test plans. And for those of you don't know what the testing plans are, every certification has a test plan that tells you what's going to be on the test. So I looked over the test plans and I just pretty much created questions, practice questions from that. So if you're about to take certification, look up the test plan. So just go to Google and look up free test plan for CCMA or RMA, any NRCMA, whatever test you're taking, and it's going to pull up and it tells you everything you need to know. And that's literally what I used to create my course. I created lessons that I recorded, quizzes, and practice tests. So thank you, Kayla, for sharing that. I hope I said your name right. So interview tips. So guys, make sure you check out my interview tips, but I'll give you a few. I do have videos on this. So for interview tips, make sure first of all your resume is printed out. You want to have some copies with you. They're probably have it in front of them anyway, but always have extra copies just in case. Because I can't tell you how many times just being on the interview side, sometimes we have to go and print it out, and it's always nice when people come in with copies. And I remember being told that, when I was looking for a job, and then just being on the other side now where I sit in interviews and I'm interviewing as well, it does help when you have copies. And then just, be prepared to answer questions like tell me about yourself, be able to talk about yourself, even if it's just a 1 minute spiel on who you are. Hi, my name is Kendra. I've been a medical assistant for 20 years. I've worked in these specialties. Just practice being able to tell them a brief summary of yourself and your accomplishments. Okay. Also be able to answer, why should we hire you? Why do you want to work here? Okay. Look at the website for the company you're going to be interviewing with and have some questions. Okay. Do not say no when they ask you, do you have anything to ask at the end? Don't say no. Okay. What else? Strengths and weaknesses. That's a big one. Most people can answer their strengths, but start thinking of some weaknesses. Okay. Sometimes your strength can be a weakness. Sometimes your strength is that you're very kind. Sometimes a weakness is that, sometimes you're too kind. Well, not that you're too kind, but sometimes you have maybe you have a hard time standing up. I don't want to say that you have a hard time standing up for yourself, but basically kind of like, and this is the truth for me, and it's a weakness. I'm not telling you to say this, but this is an example I'm trying to get at, that for me, my strength is that I'm very empathetic. I feel what people feel, but it's also a weakness for me because sometimes I could take that home. So with my patients, sometimes I'm thinking about things when I leave work that bother me, even with my students. Sometimes my students are going through things and I take that with me. So that's what I mean by sometimes your strength can also be a weakness as well, because it's a great thing, but it can also be a negative thing too. Do we need to pay for the refresher? Yes. So it is $27. So for anybody that wanted to know, I made it $27 because I wanted it to be super affordable. I wanted it to be very affordable for people in school. The study material for the NHA is $96, I think it is. And I wanted to create something that was and then when you take those practice tests, that's it. When you take my refresher, I can reset the quizzes for you. I wish there was a way for it to automatically reset, but you have to email me and I reset the quizzes and practice tests so you can take them as many times as you want. You just have to send me an email. And myself or my assistant will reset them for you. Somebody just chimed in. Let me see let me unmute them. Let me add them to the stage here. I don't know. It says RRR. Let me see. Hi, can you unmute yourself? It says RRR. Can you unmute yourself? RRR. If you're there, I can't hear you. So I'm going to remove you backstage. I don't know if you need to go out and come back in, but if you want to go out and come back in, let me know because I can't hear anything you're saying. Okay, so that was somebody that had just called in, guys. But I cannot hear them. But yeah, back to Crystal's questions. Yes, so my refresh is $27 for 3-month access. It's $80 for 6 months access. And you have the option to do afterpay as well. So if you like, Miss K, I need it, but I don't have it right now, you can pay over 4 weeks as well. So that's an option as well. Also, I've had some people gift it. I didn't even know that was an option till I saw people gifting it. So if you're somebody and you're like, I got $27, I'll get it for somebody, you can do that as well. All right, so let's see. Taking the NCC test in April, nervous, any tips? So make sure you guys, anybody that's taking certification soon, make sure you guys look at my study tip videos. But yeah, definitely make sure I gave a few at the beginning. Make sure when you're taking your test, you're flagging the hard questions, coming back to them. Use process of elimination, right? Eliminate answers that you know that is not. Because some answers are just going to be common sense. You're going to automatically be able to rule those out. As you're preparing for your test, just make sure you're really focusing on those areas where you struggle. Most people avoid those areas, but I want you guys to focus on those areas where you struggle. Okay, because it's easy to gravitate toward an area where you feel good. Oh, I know this, I'm good. But really hone in on those areas where you struggle. Okay, and check out my study tips videos. If you look at my page, my channel, there's a playlist that says study tips. I don't see much action going on Instagram, so I'm just ending. Oh, y'all know what? I'm on the wrong Instagram. Am I on the wrong Instagram? Y'all, I am live on the wrong Instagram. That is crazy. No, I'm not. I can't even tell. Let me end my live on Instagram. I have several Instagrams, y'all, and it look like I'm live on the wrong one. Let me exit out over there. I'm like trying to figure out why nobody, because usually somebody chiming in over there. That's crazy. Okay. Thank you. I passed a month ago on the first try. Yes, congratulations. Is that Janine? Yeah, let me remove Instagram. Yep, remove Instagram. Okay, let me scroll down. Let's see. Y'all know I hate pronouncing y'all name wrong. Miss Drone, congratulations. I'm just gonna say Miss Drone, congratulations. Let's see. Positions, EKG, absolutely. Veronica's telling you guys some of the things you got to know for the test. Absolutely. Positions, EKG, medical terms. Those are some of the things that's on the test. Order, draw. What else, guys? You may have some dosage calculations. You may have what else is it going to ask you about? Make sure you guys know medical terms for all of the body parts. Make sure you guys know the structures and functions of each body system, okay, and some diseases and disorders of each one. All right. If you look at the test plan, then you will be able to know exactly what's going to be on the test. Am I able to start as a traveling CCMA, or would I need to wait a year or so for that? I have some healthcare experience. I don't think so. No, it's just about what they're looking for. And I'm glad you asked that. I have a young lady that I reached out. It's been over a year. She probably think I don't want her on the channel anymore, but I reached out to her probably about a year ago about coming on the channel. She said yes, but then I had deaths in my family. I had back-to-back things happening, so I haven't had her on, but I do still want to have her on. And I actually want to have a few people on. So if you are a travel MA, I wouldn't mind having several of you on at one time. I want to get some more information. This is one of the most common questions that we get. I can't speak on it because I'm not a travel MA, but I'm going to put my email in the chat. If you are a travel MA, send me an email. I would love to have you on the channel, khartcpr@gmail.com. And while I'm at it, let me put my refresher course link in the chat as well. So anybody that is interested in it, just make sure you choose the right one, please, because I get so many people that get the wrong one. If you are taking the CCMA, RMA, really, just know this: the only time you only need the administrative one is if your test is only administrative. Everybody else need clinical, so make sure you get the clinical one. The only people that don't need the clinical one are people that's taking um the CMAA or the CMAS, but most likely you need the clinical one. So make sure y'all buy the right one. Let me go back up so I can make sure I stay in order. Jasmine said I take my test next Thursday and I hope I pass. You definitely want to pass, Jasmine. You definitely want to pass. If you haven't already, make sure you print out the test plan. So guys, the test plan is my number one tip. If you guys don't already know, I have several tips in several of my videos here, but my number one tip is to print out the test plan. You go to Google. If you're taking a CCMA, or you can just go to NHA, and you can go to the website of the test you're taking. I just say Google because it's easy to pull it up. But you can also go to the website of the test you're taking and get the test plan and use it as a checklist, Jasmine, and everybody else has about the test. So just check off everything you already know. So on the test plan, it lists everything you need to know, like order, draw, EKG, like everything that you've been seeing on your study material, right? And you want to check off everything that you already know. Whatever you don't know, after you've checked everything off, you're going to go back and study that information. So you're going to be back here anyway, because you're going to be coming back to let me know you passed, Jasmine. What are certifications on top of the CCMA should I take, like EKG? Yep, EKG, phlebotomy. What else, guys? Give us some more. EKG, phlebotomy. Those are the ones I can think of straight off the top of my head. There's some electronic health record certification. I forgot what it's called. If you want to get on the administrative side, you can go there, EHR. Is it HIMSS specialist? It's something on that side of things, administrative side. You got billing and coding you can get into. Those are the certifications on the top of my head. If anybody else can think of anything anymore, let me know. And then, guys, you can also look into some things, on your own, like, being, because once you get certified as a phlebotomist, you can start looking into doing some things on your own, like mobile phlebotomy. That's one of the things I talk about in my ebook, Beyond the Clinic. You can, that's one idea you can do on your own once you're a certified phlebotomist. Okay, let's see. What else can I study? I watched all your videos. I take it tomorrow. I'm so scared. Okay, another person that's about to take your test. Good luck to you too, Misha. I don't know if it's Misha or Misha. But good luck. So I don't want you, your test is already tomorrow. It's not but so much more you can do, because I don't want you to be up all night and you don't get your rest. So you've been watching my videos. I'm assuming you have your study material. What I want you to do, if you haven't already, you can go over the test plan that I just mentioned. You can do that. And then maybe watch some more of my videos just to kind of quiz yourself. Watch the open-ended videos. So Misha and anybody else that's about to take the test and you want to kind of quiz yourself, just watch my open-ended videos. So that way you can really test yourself. Because if you can answer open-ended questions and you really know the information. Barbara says some of the questions were on my exam. See, I'm telling you guys. I've been hearing people say that, and no, I did not get the questions directly from the test, but I used the test plan. This is why this is why the test plan is getting the test plan is my number one tip, because of the fact that it literally tells you everything that's going to be on the test. I don't know why this thing. Hold on, guys. I don't know why it gets so. Hold on, I'm trying to fix my view. I hate when this happens. Let me just keep it moving because I don't know what to do about that. I see Tay from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Good luck to you, Kiki. She's almost done with class, about to take her exam. Yep, manual blood pressure. Veronica says manual blood pressure. Most cardiologists want manual blood pressures. Oh, let me see. You want a paid externship? Okay, I know that's right. That's good. This is not common to have a paid externship. So this is good. Is it more so? Is it a an apprenticeship? I do know they pay. I don't think I've ever heard of a paid externship. Veronica says I recommend all the interns to follow you and study with you and they pass their exams. So good to know. Thank you, Veronica. Should I have my own pulse oximeter for externship along with my stethoscope? It wouldn't hurt. You don't have to have one, but I bought my own. But I'm gonna be honest, I end up leaving it in the office somewhere, and they using it. I bought my own because it's like you're using it at work. If you have one and you're using it and you keeping it on you, then that's different. But mine ended up just still it's still in that office somewhere. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have your own. They'll have them anyway, so you don't have to have your own pulse oximeter. So to answer it, you don't have to have it, but if you want to, you can. To do medication calculations, am I new? Can you give me any pointers? So you're doing MA calculation, you're doing medication calculations in your new role. Usually we don't have to, usually the providers do it. It's really, if you do, it's really the same way that you learn in class. Just make sure whatever the doctor's ordering, you are dividing it by what you have on hand, and that's really it. I've never had to do dosage. I think the closest that I've ever had is probably now doing prior authorization. Sometimes we have to indicate how many quantities. We have to indicate the quantity for the medication because these are injections. We're doing prior auths for GLP-1s, and so obviously if it's 0.5 and they're taking it every 2 weeks, we do if they're doing it, if there's 0.5 and they're doing it every week, we know that it's 2 ml. So it's just certain things like that. That's the most that we do. But I've never had to work anywhere where I actually had to do it. But in any case, just the same calculations that we learned in class. My computer is starting that fan noise. So I think my computer might be overheating. If my computer happens to cut off, guys, that is why it is really overheating right now. Jashelle, hopefully I'm saying your name correct. Good luck to you as well. Make sure you're following some of the tips that I gave in this video, earlier in the video, and then also in my other videos. Congratulations, Carmen. You're welcome, Fatty. Jashelle, make sure you watch my video. I did a video on for people with testing anxiety because I get a lot of students. So if you go to my playlist on my channel, on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist. It's called Study Tips, and then it says those with testing anxiety. Make sure you check that out. Because the study tips are still pretty much the same, but it's just a little bit different when you are dealing with anxiety and ADHD. Great score, Carmen. Good luck to you as well, Misha. I did speak to Misha. If that's the same one. Jashelle said, if anybody wants to give me, I will be appreciative. If anybody is able to give any of the MA refresher course, feel free, guys. I've had quite a few people gift it to somebody. I didn't even know that was an option until I saw that someone bought it, but then somebody else signed up and it showed up as a gift. So that's an idea as well. I have to learn the body system. Yeah, good question. Tiana says, does medical administrative have to learn the body systems? If so, do you have any videos up? Yep. I have a anatomy video up, and then I have the medical administrative certification videos up as well. So that's a really good question. So for those of you that's on administrative side, you do have to learn the body system. So that's the one of the first things you learn is medical terminology and anatomy, because on administrative side, you do still have to know those terms, because you could be dealing with billing, you could be dealing with possibly doing some coding. So you do have to know the systems. Fatty says, thank you so much. Your videos helped me a lot. I passed 6 months ago. Congratulations. Lakeisha said, can you go live more? Lakeisha, I used to go live often. I just haven't had a chance, but I promise you, I do want to go live more, and I do plan to soon. I have an announcement that I'm going to give to you guys very soon. I just don't want to announce it until it's official. But it's part of the reason why I have not been active lately. But I do have an announcement for you guys soon. Something, I mean, it won't affect you guys, but once everything is settled, then I will be able to film more, go live, be on camera. Like right now, and I knew I couldn't go on camera right now, and I'm not dressed, to be on camera. But I did want to at least come on here and answer some questions and check in. But yes, the answer is yes, I can go live more. I plan to go live more. Veronica's giving some more information about what's going to be on the test. Calculations, yep. Name of instruments. Janine says, I had a lot of practice. I said practical, a lot of clerical. So yeah, you have some administrative. So some tests are more administrative, and it's hard to say. This is why you want to look at the test plan, because every test is different. Some people get more phlebotomy on their test. Some people get more EKG questions, or more administrative, more terminology. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. Mimi said, I need help. I felt my miss about. Okay, so the fact that you got that close, I know it is discouraging when you get that close, because it's like, dang it, I was almost there. But the good thing is that you got that close because you know the information. Now, what you need to do is you need to look at your testing report, your score report, and then you need to go study those areas where you fell short. So every test result comes with a score report, and it shows you the areas where you fell below. So those areas where you fell below, you want to go back and double down on studying those areas. Okay, so like let's say EKG was your lowest area. Go back, to your study material, you study that, or phlebotomy, or whatever it was, administrative. Now you know where you fell short, because if it was just a few points, that means you know the information. And you are not the only one. So many people have had to take the test again. So you're not the only one. I've had so many people come to me that had to take it twice, sometimes 3 times. Okay. So you are not alone in that. Congratulations, Lolita, 442, excellent score. You're welcome. Oh, clinical. Oh, you had a lot of clinical. I thought you meant, okay, yes, okay, you said clerical. Oh, okay. Clinical is the biggest portion. So I will tell you guys that when you look at the test plan, your clinical is going to be the biggest portion. So like your scenario questions and your, you might see questions on how to assist with, removing sutures. They may ask you why you need to have a gauze. You have a gauze because you want to sit the sutures on a gauze so you can count them, right? And you want to cut the suture closer to the skin. Questions like that. They do ask you. You are so welcome, Barbara. Congratulations. No, I don't do billing and coding, Veronica. Good question. No, I don't do billing and coding. The most I've done billing and coding is teaching an introduction to it, because I do teach medical administration. So we just get a little introduction to it. So that's the most that I've had. But no, I've never done billing and coding. I've never been interested in it either. My cousin, she does it, and she makes really good money, because that's one thing too about being certified in billing and coding. You can do your own billing. You can start your own little company. My cousin does it, and it was tempting for maybe like a quick second. I'm like, actually, never mind. But yeah, no, I don't do billing and coding. New here, my daughter's an MA and has not taken an exam. She's been working for 3 years now with certification. So, hey, I'm just going to say 1985. So for your daughter, just have her to do the CCMA. So tell her to go to nhanow.com and take the CCMA. And then if she needs some study material and she doesn't want to spend the $96 for the practice test and study guide, because guys, it comes separate. So it's like it's better to buy them together, because if you buy the study guide and like the study guide itself is like 60 something dollars. So if you buy them separate, you pay more. And then the bundle to get the study guide and the practice test together is like $96. So if she doesn't want to spend that much, she can pay $27 and get my MA refresher course online. And then that's the 3-month access. The 6-month access is $80. So, and I'll leave that link again for anybody that needs it. But it's at marefreshercourse.com. So you don't want to spend that much. But yeah, CCMA is going to be the easiest one for her, for your daughter. Is there a time? Let me see. Is there a time from taking it? Oh, once you're working. Oh, I'm guessing you're meaning taking the CCMA once. Is there a time from? I don't know if you're meaning between school and working and taking a test, or like if you need to be working a certain amount of time. I know with CCMA, they want you to be working for at least a year. So if that's what you mean. But CCMA is the easiest one to take, to be honest, guys. So you really don't have anything to worry about, because I don't even think they will ask you, but they don't ask you for any documentation. So I think she'll be fine either way. Lolita passed my test a day before my birthday. Happy belated birthday and congratulations. You are so welcome. Hey, Soraya. Hey, Soraya. Soraya is one of my regulars as well. Hey, Soraya. So good to see you. What's the news you mentioned earlier? And I will be purchasing your MA refresher soon. Awesome, Jasmine. I haven't announced it yet, so I was just mentioning that I have some news that I'll be sharing with you guys, but I'm just going to wait until it's official. Oh man, I scrolled too fast. Let's see. Soraya says Miss K is legit and the best. Thank you so much, Soraya. And I do want to mention this. Speaking of being legit, guys, I have fake TikTok videos being made. Facebook, they say you made it once you have fake pages being created, and I'm gonna be honest, I hate it. I would rather not make it. I'm being so honest, because I can't tell you how mad that I get, and even like it even hurts my feelings when I see these pages with my, not only my pictures but my daughter as well. Like they will literally act like they are me. Somebody actually got some money out of somebody. They thought they was buying some study material from me. Just remember, y'all, I'm never going to inbox y'all trying to sell y'all nothing. My TikTok channel has like 9,000 followers. If you see a TikTok Miss K and it doesn't have 9,000 right now, that's not me, because there's this page that has like 100 and something followers right now, and people are commenting thinking it's me. I had to respond to somebody on the page and tell them, please report this page. This is not me. That page brought attention to itself. It actually commented on my page offering to help people in the comments. That was very bold. So just know, yes, I am legit. I will never scam anybody out of their money. My course is legit. Anything that I sell is legit. My ebook, helping you guys to start businesses, is legit. I don't play about my name. So just please, if you see those fake pages, just please report them. The more people that report them, the more likely they'll take them down. I work. Oh, haha. I understand. I'm learning denials and work queue. That's why I asked. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see what else you got there, guys. What's the typical minimum pay for CCMA? I don't want to lowball myself. I do have some medical field and certificates. I have completed too. I have my associates. Okay, so this is going to depend on so many things. I honestly cannot even give you a number because I don't know where you are, and it depends on where you're trying to go to. Like for an example, I can't even say certain specialties pay more because that's not even a thing. It just depends on the company. Like depending on where you are. So I'll say like for an example, up in this area, in the DMV area, I'm gonna say maybe typical minimum might be about 20, I think. Um, even in the position that I was previously in, where I was a part of the interviewing process, I didn't even know then. I did not know what they were being paid starting out. I'm guessing maybe about 20 in this area. Texas, I don't know. Um, I do know when I was researching moving to Texas, I seen that Texas was a little lower than this area in DC, but then that was um it's hard to say. I can't even say. The best thing is to look up Indeed positions in your area and see what they're paying because a lot of those positions will list the pay. That's probably the best way. Look up some major companies in your area. Like I don't know what those big companies. Every area has big companies. Like here in the DMV, it's like Anova, it's Unity Healthcare, it's Kaiser. So look up those websites and look up medical assistant positions on those sites so that way you can see what the what pay they're listing on their site. So that'll give you an idea too for your area. And then see what experience they're asking for. So if they say, let's just say that it says 20, but 20 is starting out, like no experience, then that gives you an idea what the minimum is for starting out. Let's say you see a job for like 25 and they say, but they want you to have 5 years experience. That'll tell that'll give you an idea. Travel definitely pays more. As far as dollar amount, they tend to pay more, hourly rate more. But then you got to look into, and that's why I want to have the travel MAs on my channel, because even though the hourly rate is a lot, sometimes for some people it don't end up being worth it because the living stipend that they give you sometimes doesn't make sense. So I'll give you an example. I was offered a travel position, and they it just did the amount that they wanted to pay me didn't make sense because I would have still had to pay rent there. And I'm like, that stipend that they were offering, it just did not make sense. So I know during COVID, travel nurses, travel MAs was killing it. So you just got to do some research. And that's why I want to have the travel MAs on the channel so they can really, explain to us how to find the best travel assignments because, if you can stay with somebody, that will be great. Or if you can get somewhere that's much less than, rent somewhere that costs much less than what the stipend is, then it makes sense. So like for an example, I say your stipend is $1,000 a month, but then the rent in that area is like $1,200. That's not going to be helpful, so it's going to be so important to do some research on that. Stacy says, my mom have been watching. Oh, tell her I said hi. I have been watching your videos. Tell her I said hi. We took our test. Congratulations to both of y'all. Tell your mom I said hi, my mom and I. Tell her I said hello and congratulations. So, guys, I got to the end of the questions. I want to remind, I did see one more. I do see your question, Temple. I'll get to it in a second. Let me just remind you guys one more time about my MA refresher course. It's at marefreshercourse.com. I linked it in the description. For anybody that's about to take certification, this is for you. Or if you've been out of school for a long time, this is for you. My ebook, if you are a medical assistant or nurse, anybody in the medical field, and you want to, learn how to start a business outside of what you do at work, the ebook is only $9.99 and it's on my Stand store. I linked it. It is the pinned comment on YouTube. And I also have the link on the screen as well. Tempo. I just started my MA classes. Any insight how to prepare for the test? Do not worry about the test yet. Or do you mean the test as in testing in class or certification? Because if you're talking about certification, don't worry about that yet. Because I get people Coming in, Miss Cat just started school. I want to prepare for the test. No, don't worry about the test. Don't get overwhelmed. Tempo, take it week by week, okay? I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I'm so happy you're excited. I can tell by all those exclamation points that you are super excited. So I'm glad you're excited, but I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. So as far as preparing for tests, you know, that you're going to be taking in the class, just make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you schedule some study time, like whatever that's going to look like for you every day for 2 hours after class is going to be a study time. Just make sure you set that time and be organized. Some people get overwhelmed just because they're unorganized. So just make sure whatever you do, stay organized. Keep your administrative stuff separate from your clinical stuff, your terminology and anatomy, keep that separate. You know, keep all of your subjects separate. EKG, you want to keep that in a separate section. Phlebotomy, all of that. So when you go back to study it, it's all together. When once you get, you know, to that point where you have gone over everything, then you could easily say, okay, let me go back to my phlebotomy section, you know. So just make sure, you know, that you're doing that. Your life needs to be revolved around school. Don't, I always tell my students, don't leave class and then you leave class mentally. When you leave class, you need to go home, study, read your book. That's another big thing too, Tempo. Read your book. Some students, they only read it when they're doing their assignment, but I challenge you guys, if you're in school, read your book chapter by chapter. Okay, as your instructor is assigning a new chapter to do, read the chapter, please highlight. If you're able to keep your books, I know some books you have to return depending on what kind of program you're in. Highlight, read your book, because if you read everything, there's nothing that you have not gone over. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my insight for preparing for the test in class. For certification, don't worry about that. You cross that bridge when you get to it. Stephanie, new in your channel. Welcome, Stephanie, and just wanted to share that your lessons have been so helpful. So glad to hear that. Taking my CCMA exam on Saturday, 124. So nervous. It is common to be nervous. Make sure you are, you know, studying. You know, you have your study material. Your life should be revolved around the test right now until you take that test, and you got this. Watch my videos on here. If you need some extra study material, you can get my MA refresher course. But you got this. Everybody that's about to take the test, you got this. You are welcome, Tempo. All right, guys, I'm gonna get ready to let you guys go. Let me see, how long has it been? I can't even see my screen, so I can't even tell how long I've been on here. Let me see. Let me look at YouTube from my phone and see how long. How long have we been on here, guys? Oh, if you haven't already, do me a favor and like the video. When you exit out the chat, like the video for me. If this was helpful, I will be going live more soon once I get myself settled. Okay, I don't see any more questions popping up. How long have I been on here? I can't tell. Oh, thank you guys for liking the video. I see the likes went up just that quick. Thank you guys. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Oh, don't forget to MA refresher course and then Beyond the Clinic ebook, guys, for those of you that need it. You're welcome. So is that so be better? Yep. Take care, guys.